here. Maybe even this last Mutalist, but no. Looks like the Phoenix darting back and forth, not really sure what it wants to do here. So if we look at the army tab for both players, 32-25 right now for Socke. He did throw down that pylon to actually block off down here. He was a little bit afraid of any sort of Zergling run by, but he did just destroy that, so he's a little bit side capped, 114 over 108. But his 3,500 mineral army and 1,500 gas compared to the 1,300 of Sen is looking quite powerful right now. These Phoenix are searching for overlords. They're out fishing, hoping to reel in a big one here, or at least a lot of little ones. They are going to use those shields to dart around those queens and just do as much damage to these overlords as possible. This overlord they may be back for in just a moment. It looks like 4 Phoenix now moving in here and giving sight on that high ground to those stalkers, which are able to blink in. See a bunch of Hydralisks coming out, able to be focused down by those stalkers. Now the stalkers are trying to be surrounded by these Zerglings, but he could blink away, perhaps doing some great blink micro as these stalkers get low in the front. He's not giving a lot of surface area for these Zerglings to attack the stalkers. So doing a great job keeping in this back area and microing with that blink. He's going to be able to blink away after he's done all the damage that he wants to. Hydralisks coming in, they're going to be able to thwart this attack for now, but the damage might have been done there. Looks like we're at 47 workers for Sen. A number of workers are no longer on gas here, so we'll see how fast he throws them back on gas compared to the 56 workers of Socke, now getting up the gold expansion as well. So Socke in firm control, does have these Phoenix doing all sorts of patrol here, taking down the overlords as they come across them. The overlords are being pulled back by Sen. He's going to lose another one here. That might side cap him. Looks like he is at 107 over 108, but being forced to pull back his overlord. So if we look at the view of Sen right now, he's just in his little corner again. If we look at Socke, he does have map control here in terms of sight. He's got view all over the map. So we see the Phoenix numbers being reinforced now up to 7 Phoenix, so we'll see what kind of damage they're able to do. See ground army as well for Socke, very powerful. See economic damage being done here, just a few Hydralisks trying to ward off these Phoenix. But the Phoenix just using these cliffs to their advantage, able to pick up those few Hydralisks and focus them down. The mostly Zealot army of Socke moving across now. He does not have Zealot legs yet. Looks like that's about to finish. He's also getting the ground armor level 1. He does have the weapon level 1. So these Zealots are about to become that much more powerful with the leg speed and the armor. We do see Psystorm coming out as well. Does not yet have any High Templars on the board, and he's also getting out a Robotics Bay. So he's got all these tech paths open up to him. Zerg player just has these Hydralisks not upgraded yet, still on 2 bases. Sen really wants to get on a 3rd base right now. He's falling way behind in the economic game, especially once this Nexus gets up and running for Socke. Now going to be spiking well above 1,700 minerals per minute compared to the 1,100 for Sen. If we look at the units lost tab, 6,600 for Sen this game so far. A lot of overlords, a lot of workers compared to the 4,500 of Socke. But Socke has just been on more bases this entire game. He can't afford those losses. Again, darting in, doing damage, and then pulling back once those shields go down. Looks like this Warp Prism is going to be positioned over here, perhaps to throw down another base at this island expansion. Much like Lost Temple, there are island expansions on the northwest and southeast corners of this map. Great hidden expansions to take. Looks like coming back perhaps to pick up some units. And Socke may be going to focus on this back door. Looks like the Roach Hydra army is moving out for Sen right now. If we look at the army tab, 4,300 compared to the 5,900 of his opponent. These Hydralisks are going to be quite good against the gateway units, and with a lot of that army caught up in Phoenix right now, not really sure which way the battle could go if these armies do meet. If the Roaches are able to get in front of the army here and tank the Zealot damage for these Hydralisks, the Hydralisks can really start ripping apart those gateway units. Looks like Zerglings are running ahead, going to try to deny any sort of sight to Socke here. So we see Socke's sight being rapidly taken from him. The Warp Prism making his way over into the base. Sen did see that with his army, and now is going to be able to take down that warp prism with these 2 queens he has right here. He's going to lose that warp prism. Saw him do a lot of damage with the warp prism play in the first game on Lost Temple. He was able to keep himself alive late into the game with a lot of attacks on the mineral lines of Socke, or of Sen. Now we see the Colossus come out. It does not yet have the extended thermal lance, but it is going to be very good against the Hydras if he can get to them in the back of the army of Sen here. So Sen needs to position these roaches out in front. So we do see both players now moving in here. Another pylon going to be thrown down. So he does have this pylon as well. So he's going to be able to reinforce this army from all sorts of angles. We do see the Zealots with the leg speed now moving in, trying to engage those roaches. The roaches are on the outside of the army, so very good. We do see a number of storms going down on these Hydralisks. Some great force fields trapping those Hydralisks inside the storms, and just awesome play by the Protoss there, wiping out the entire army of Sen. Some great force fields there, trapped those Hydralisks, able to be taken down by the storms so easily, plus the Colossus coming in, and just the tech of Socke is going to take this game for him. He was so aggressive early on in a map where Sen should have been able to expand fast and relatively safely. The early Stalker pressure was able to make Sen produce more and more Zerglings, and eventually Sen just fell behind in both army size, economy, and technology, and now we see the Colossi and the High Templars moving in against mostly Tier 1, Tier 2 units from Sen, and it was just GG right away there as that army was completely devastated. 177 for Socke right here, as he was on a number of gateways. Looks like at least 6 here. Seven gateways, as well as a Stargate. He had the robotics facility, the robotics bay working, about to complete his ground weapons level 2. So quite the turnaround. Saw about 100 game minutes of play between these two players on these 3 games. After Sen was able to take that first one pretty convincingly, Socke did come back in the second and third game, and he was able to even it up in that second game and finally push through and win it, make it on to the next round of this losers bracket. Sen, for his part, is going to be sent home, possibly a little bit disappointed he was not able to take this second or third game and continue his tournament life. So great series from these two players, so much action in all these games, some great strategies. We got to see 2 maps which are no longer in the ladder play, so very interesting play from both players. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. This was a great fun one for me to cast, trying to keep up with all the action in those really long games. It's quite difficult sometimes, so hopefully I did a decent job. As always, if you are looking for more MLG Dallas action, I'll try to get up as many series as I can on my YouTube channel, Matron StarCraft. So go ahead and visit there, leave some comments about the players, whether you thought they did a decent job here. I think both players did a very good job in both of these games, and perhaps comment on my commentary as well. Struggling a little bit as I get towards later in the night here, trying to get these up as early as possible for you. But yeah, leave some comments, let me know how I'm doing, let me know how you thought the players and the games worked out, and hopefully see you in the next series. I'll go ahead and cast that now. Thanks for watching this one. Have a good night.